Art Show with your host, Jim Mahfood. Pure art destruction.
Guys, welcome to the creator commentary video for Girl Scout Stone Ghost issue 4, published by Image Comics. This is the standard edition cover that I did, and man, our glorious, super badass variant cover from my homeboy Tommy Lee Edwards. Absolutely beautiful. All digital version, so I don't own the original art, unfortunately. But Mr. Chazi and Nadas here, so incredible. I love it. Check out Tommy's work if you're not familiar. He's amazing. I have the original here as well. Mixed media piece. I started off with trying this out, kind of a Ralph Steadman inspired demonic Nadas with Dio and Gordy over here. I was going to add some digital color to them. This one, I dug it, but it wasn't quite working out. And then I just sat down one day and started drawing this straight in ink, no planning. And I liked the way it was going, so I managed to add some mixed media color, some gouache, cut out some Zipatone for it. And boom, that turns out to be the final cover. I was also playing around with this kind of as a concept. Dio with a little butterfly on her finger. Gordy. Weird stuff in the background, the teeth kind of representing the dreamscape, because this is like the all dream issue, basically. Let's crack this guy open and give props to the creative team, as always. This is chapter 4. It's called Ice Cream. But we have the stellar lineup of Carmen Acosta on book design. Adam Dumper designed the Girl Scout Stone Ghost logo. Tommy Lee, I mentioned, on variant cover duties. Tricia Ramos is in-house at Image, handling production. Justin Stewart on consulting, spiritual guidance, and digital lettering for Takeo and the Teeth. Last issue, Dio and Nadas launched into the dream jump to go into Mr. Chazi's dreams to find the secret location of Billy's ashes. So this issue opens with, we're in Chazi's mind, we're in his dream, in the landscape. I've got some original art here to show you guys. Just black ink on Bristol with hand-cut Zipatone added. I've got this smaller dot pattern and the large chunky dot pattern, which I like a lot. Dio and Nadas are waking up in this reality and reconnecting with each other here. And they're approached by a little weird creature who presents them with ice cream cones. And, Nadas is like, where are we headed? Dio says, into Mr. Chazi's subconscious, the secret location of Billy's ashes should be there. So the mission begins. Got some more originals I can show you guys. I got a lot of comments on seeing the original art, so I broke out a bunch of that for this issue. And as you can see, what I'm doing is just black ink on white paper with Zipatone cut out, and then I'm digitally adding a light and a dark gray tone just to make things pop even more. So real simple, just, using 2 different gray tones to just kind of make things have that extra pop to them. A little gray in Dio's hair. Sometimes the minimal, simple approach is the most effective design-wise. Dio and Nadas encounter a group of nightmare monsters that are asking them to surrender. And Nadas responds by throwing his ice cream cone at them, which Dio's like, what the hell? And it does hit the main dude, and it manages to disintegrate all these sinister beasts. And Dio's like, I can't believe that worked. Ice cream can do anything. It's the original on that one. I went in with a bunch of black ink and did the toothbrush spritzing effect to add that extra grit to the creatures. And then with this page, you can see, just add that real minimal, just add that gray digitally, add that yellow on the ice cream cone and the yellow to the disintegration panel. Creates a super effective, dramatic, situation. Cut to Gordy and Beksu are in Beksu's ship heading to track Dio down. They've got a lock on her, and they're going to rescue her. They're navigating through a sea of asteroid field. Here's the original on that one. This is just black ink on a tanned, thick paper that I enjoy working with. And then I add that white, makes everything pop, add that zipatone, and then scan it, digital color. Maybe there's probably like 3 or 4 digital colors on this. Let it sing, let it do its thing. Cut back to Dio and Nadas in the dream, and they're encountering stored memories. And Dio's like, oh geez, sexual fantasies. We have like a little rated XXX. I did this on purpose for this on this page on this side so we could have the dramatic page turn of seeing this weird kind of bizarre orgy happening in Chazi's mind with strange beasts and hot girls and just weird stuff. The whole issue takes place in a dream, so it gives me the excuse visually to do whatever I want, which is where I shine, man. Here's the original on that. Real simple, just black ink on Bristol with this one, some hand-cut zipatone. And then I passed this on to Justin Stewart, and he actually added this nice textured red. Flat red wasn't working. I needed something with a bit of texture on it. So Justin came in and helped me on that one. Dio and Nadas are on their way, and suddenly everything starts to shake, and the ground comes out from behind them, and they're starting to fall. The original on that. Showing lots of originals today. Why not? You can see how effective that is. Just pop that blue behind them. Instantly makes them and the clouds, the smoke, pop. Again, setting up for another dramatic page turn. This is the fun of comics. This is where you can play with the timing, the pacing, the storytelling, the dramatic impact of, boom, the big reveal of Chazi knowing that Dio and Nadas are in his dream. And just a simple, sinister hello of him being like, yeah, I know you're here. I'm onto your game. The master of his own domain, sitting in his scary stone chair with beasts coming out. This is where I get to have my psychedelic fun. And check it out, guys. Get the drama of the big double page spread here. It's too big for the camera, but I don't want to have to move the camera right now, but pretty fun stuff there. Cut to Dudley and his group of misfit bounty hunters in their spaceship, also heading off to the city of Windsor Neutron to recover Dio for the evil Mistress Takeo. They're just talking shit to each other, a little bit of infighting. Dudley's letting them know they're going to have to ask for reinforcements once they get to Windsor Neutron, because Nadas is not to be messed with. Nadas brutally murdered Dudley's whole crew in issue 2. So Dudley's not taking any chances. Back to the dream, Chazi and his crew recognize the presence of Dio, and Chazi's assistant let Dio and Nadas slip through, so Chazi brutally murders him, shows Dio and Nadas' heart, and basically starts playing mind games with Dio, letting her know that she messed up, she is a loser, and she let the love of her life, Billy, die. She could not save him. And he says, what if I could reunite you? Suddenly Billy shows up, and Dio and Billy are transported somewhere else. Chazi lets Nadas know that he is not welcome there. He's in trouble. Billy and Dio are reunited, and Billy tells her, hey, listen, we have to get out of here. I can save us, but forget Nadas, forget everybody else. It's just you and me, babe. We gotta bounce. This doesn't sound like Billy, and Dio knows it and is suspicious, and he says, what, you think I'm some sort of imposter? We have imposter repeat itself here graphically. Page turn, and it continues over into our flashback sequence, which I'm doing each issue. This is just kind of a tender moment between Billy and Dio. A little pillow talk that all couples kind of engage in, but it's basically revealing, Billy says, well, you thought I was such a good lover last night, and you're calling me an imposter, joking around. Let's set up a little code word so that we'll know if I'm an imposter at any time in the future. So we cut back to the dream, and Dio drops the password on him. And this fake Billy responds incorrectly, and then Dio therefore knows that he is not the real Billy. Nadas is caught up with these nightmare creeps. They're about to take him out when he remembers that Dio said, hey, we're in a dream. We can, master our own reality here to an extent. And he remembers the early 90s comic book, the Sinister Steroid Squad Supreme book that she showed him last issue. And he's like, man, this gives me an idea. And he's able to bust out of the big group of monsters that are about to take him out. Here's the original on this page. You can see I'm basically adding tone, gray tone, just through line work here, just through some hatching. Lots of fun textural stuff here, globular, psychedelic things, structures, texture, biting teeth, cross-hatching, wormy shapes, scaly creepiness, and a real fun just graphic design element here of Nadas caught up in this like snake-like structure with just that zipatone popped in. Add that simple color, yellow, orange on the lettering on the word balloons, super graphic, setting up for another fun dramatic page turn, which is boom, not as fully manifested into early 90s comic book style, kind of an homage to I guess the Image early 90s era, complete with ridiculous shoulder pads, bullets, straps, oversized guns, There appears to be a golf club on his backpack for some reason, and a little snowman style creature. What's that about? I don't know. I do not know. But it's fun. We got some guys down here commenting on it's about time we had some action. The original art for this guy. Again, just the black ink on the white Bristol with some hints of Zipatone. A little Zipatone goes a long way. It really does help focus the eye. I've got it on his face, on parts of his muscles, just like arms, thigh, a little bit on the guns. And then you add that graphicness of just the 3 color, the blue, the red, the yellow. Make it pop. Nadas is gonna have a blast here. He jumps into action and starts taking out all these creeps. This is the fun of comics, especially if you're setting something in a dream sequence where visually you can literally do anything you want. This is where I'm having a blast doing this stuff and introduce humor and absurdity, surrealism. He's going from blasting all these monsters into bits to suddenly in the next panel he's in a big rig running over monsters and having them burst apart and their entrails are flying out and stuff. And Mr. Chazi is not amused by this. Suddenly Nadas is firing off a huge machine gun while Ice-T's body count record is blasting on the boombox. We have a real fun design page over here with circle in the middle, 3 panels on top, 3 panels on the bottom, skulls as a design element, bones as a design element, taking out these creeps, taking out Apu for some reason, with Slurpee as the sound effect here. Fun excuse to draw brutality, violence, and blood, which I love, I enjoy. Here's the original on that one. You can see I added I broke out the T-square and added the Japanese manga speed lines. You pop that in the background of an action scene and it just immediately makes everything pop and adds that element of kinetic energy to it. It's funny because I was drawing this issue and this sequence in October, so I had like lots of horror movies, old 80s horror movies playing in the studio while I was drawing this gore and stuff, and it really did add to the just the fun and the enjoyment of making this stuff. Dio and Billy fall through a portal and end up back with Chazi and Nadas, and this fake Billy is mocking her and talking shit to her, and she can't handle it anymore and suddenly freaks out and manifests this incredible supernatural power that forces fake Billy to explode into pieces. She's like, holy shit, and Nadas and Chazi freak out. Chazi knows right away what this is. He knows that she is a direct descendant of Choku, the original Girl Scout. She has a hidden power, and he's thrilled because he is now going to deliver her directly to the teeth, and he will be rewarded handsomely for this. And she knows that name, the Teeth, and she's just like, what is going on? Who is this Teeth? What's happening? And Chazi's kind of like, man, you really have no idea what's going on here, do you? So we have the page turn reveal of a very quick origin of the Teeth, which is basically just Chazi explains the Teeth is an evil afterbirth, a evil residue of the universe's creation. He's been around since the beginning, and he's basically been traveling through galaxies, consuming planets like Galactus, or anything else that gets in his path for that matter. He reached our galaxy and was about to consume the Earth, but something happened that put him into limbo, into stasis. And the only thing that will free him is a magic dental floss that's being harvested on Earth. Now, in the meantime, the teeth is feeding off of the ashes of dead people. So that is basically Mr. Chazi's role. Chazi is one of these guys in the universe that is collecting ashes for the teeth for his master. And that's why he's in possession of Billy's ashes in the first place. You can see the original for this page. Can't go wrong with an old-fashioned silhouette panel. Tells you everything you need to know through the shape of the characters, the body language. This is obviously a scarf being pulled. Dio has been wearing a scarf since the series began. Chazi's got the hair, the little tie indicates exactly who he is. And then on the color, you pop that red behind them. Instantly, easily readable on the eye. I've said it in every video, but I'm just using color not to render or create depth, necessarily shadow and tone, but to act as a graphic aid in making things pop. Chazi says that they don't need Nadas. He will die here in the dream landscape, and Dio will come with Chazi. Dio freaks out and her power manifests again, and her scarf suddenly turns into a serpent that grabs Chazi. Nadas is like, whoa, dig that serpentine fire. A reference to the funk band Ohio Players. Dio's had enough. She wants the location of Billy's ashes. The serpent hypnotizes Chazi into revealing that the ashes are in the Zapas district of Sector 7. Keen readers will remember this Zapas district is mentioned in issue 1 by Gordy. Go back to issue 1 and check that out, and you'll figure out what I'm talking about. Dio says, well, great, okay, there's, we're gonna have to break into the building, you're gonna come with us, you're gonna help us out. And the serpent acting on its own, the serpent scarf, just reduces Chazi to a burnt crisp, just completely takes him out and destroys him. And Dio's like, oh, well, on second thought, and as she's saying that, the reality of the dream is breaking away from them, literally crumbling into pieces. And Dio's like, shit, not as someone's waking us up. I can't hold on. Dio, grab my hand. Another page turn moment. We're brought back into reality. The city of Windsor Neutron in the hotel room with Dio and Nadas waking up. Chazi's on the bed. He's got the dream headband, the dream machine, dream jump machine strapped to him. But now Dio and Nadas are joined by Dudley, his gang, and a bunch of hired mercenaries from the city of Windsor Neutron. And Homeboy here reveals that Chazi's dead. He died in the dream, which means he died also in real life. Nadas wakes up and offers to make everybody a delicious cup of coffee, and Dudley just cannot take it anymore. He's like, your jokes won't stand anymore, dude. Uses his super-powered new turbo gauntlet that he had installed last issue, grabs Nadas by the head and just tears his head off, much to Dio's horror. The original art on that. I wanted this one to be like real chunky and loose on the black, so this was like literally the line work in here was a toothbrush just dipped in black ink and just kind of like boom, just lay it down, You can see, again, just the minimal color. Add that red, yellow, and orange, and blue, a grayish blue. Make it all pop. Add that red, man. Just to Dio's face, just to her shape, and the yellow, and it just instantly makes it pop. Nodis's head hits the ground and bounces. And Dudley's crew is just kind of like, oh shit, man. Wow, okay. So you definitely took him out. And Dio's frozen. She's in shock. She starts to cry. She knows that she's screwed. Like, she's not getting out of this. And Dudley in the background is basically like, hello, Dio. So good to see you again. Ended on a cliffhanger, you know, every time. It's comics. You gotta, and it's a mini series. So it's like, to me, it's like, yeah, obviously you end each issue on a cliffhanger. But a damn fun issue to draw. Real fun issue. We got the letters column. A lot of people writing in, showing love. I greatly appreciate getting fan art. This was a real cool piece of Turtleneck Jones, sent in by Nico Rodriguez. There was also a lot of comments in this letters column about my appearance on Comic Tropes. My buddy Chris does a really fantastic YouTube show, one of the best comic book YouTube shows, called Comic Tropes. New videos every Sunday, and he had me on, I guess it was a couple months ago. So if you go to Comic Tropes on YouTube, you'll find my interview, and it's me and him having a blast, just talking for over an hour about the new Girl Scout series, art school, collecting comics as kids, artistic influences, music. So yeah, if you're unaware of it, Comic Tropes, man, really fun. Another piece of fan art from Logan Burt of Dio with the butterfly wings. Gordy enamel pins, folks. Check it out at jimmahfood.com. Cover gallery like we do every issue. Like I said at the beginning of the video, my standard edition Tommy Lee Edwards variant cover. Get your grubby little hands on that one. Issue 5, we got the standard version by me, featuring Beksu sitting on a decapitated head of one of the soldiers that Dudley hires, and a fantastic, such a gorgeous, badass variant cover from my old school homie, Brandon Graham, with just the whole crew. Even Macho Tailfin is in it. We'll talk about it more in the next video when I show the actual cover, but hot damn, man, I've gotten some gorgeous variants for this series. Ending it all on an ad. You guys can grab t-shirts from me on my TeePublic site, TeePublic page. Original art and commissions are available at inkyknuckles.com, Inky Knuckles Art on Instagram, and the Girl Scouts Magic Socks trade paperback is still available through your local comic shop, or score a signed and doodled on version from my website, jimmahfood.com. That's going to wrap it up, guys. As always, thanks so much for the love and support. Thank you for buying the book. We'll be back with another video with issue 5, which drops on March 23rd. In the meantime, please support independent comics. Like and subscribe to my YouTube. I'm going to try and release more videos more frequently. Please show support on that. And big thanks to my homeboys, Steve Soria for producing and editing the video, Andrew Soria, his big brother, for the intro animation. Talk soon. Later.
Oh, hot damn. Jim Mahfood's original art and commissions are available at inkyknuckles.com. Score a sweet little piece that you can hang up in your bomb shelter. Do you love awesome things? Are you a soldier of the Skullfunk Army? Score graphic novels, comics, prints, and enamel pins over at jimmahfood.com. And make sure to check out the Skullfunk Radio Show on Spotify. Follow the Merchant of Grooves on Instagram at Jim Mahfood. Oh, hot damn! Just when you thought it couldn't get any more weird, Jim Mahfood brings his visual funk to the world of pop-up books in Pop-Up Funk, a three-dimensional explosion of art from the dark master of psychedelic groove. Each copy includes Funky Beats, Sir, Girl Scouts Army, Pure Gonzo, Everybody Loves Tank Girl, Pop Life, and Thrilling. Food One's unique brand of art destruction comes alive in 2 glorious editions of this crazy pop-up book from the pop-up pioneers at Popposition Press. Now, that's a lot of pops. Bonus interior art and exciting new comics are also included. So nasty. Available at poppositionpress.com. Dig the groove, young space cadet?
Pure art destruction.